There are moments in life when walking away is not weakness. It's survival. For years, Janelle Brown stayed quiet. She stayed practical. She stayed strong. For her children, for her family, for a marriage that demanded sacrifice but offered little peace in return. But one day, something changed. It wasn't a fight. It wasn't a dramatic goodbye. It was a realization, quiet, heavy, and undeniable. Janelle Brown no longer wanted to survive. She wanted to live. And that decision would take her far away from the chaos of plural marriage. Away from old wounds. And straight into the open land, wide skies, and quiet promise of a farm in North Carolina. This is not just a story about land. This is a story about starting over. Janelle Brown was never the loudest wife. She was never the most emotional. And she was never the one who demanded attention. From the earliest seasons of Sister Wives, viewers knew her as the practical one, the woman who worked, planned, calculated, and carried responsibility without complaint. While others fought for romance or validation, Janelle focused on stability. Bills needed to be paid. Children needed security. The family needed structure. And for a long time, that was enough. But practicality has a cost. Because when you spend years being the strong one, no one notices when you're quietly breaking. Plural marriage was supposed to be about unity. About shared values. About love multiplied, not divided. But as the years passed, something shifted. Cody Brown changed. The balance changed. And slowly, painfully, Janelle found herself pushed to the edges of a family she helped build. Decisions were made without her. Voices were raised over hers. And respect, once assumed, began to disappear. She didn't leave right away. Because Janelle doesn't run. She waits. She observes. She weighs reality carefully. And when she finally speaks, it's because the truth can no longer be ignored. There comes a moment when staying costs more than leaving. For Janelle, that moment didn't come in anger. It came in exhaustion. Years of emotional distance. Years of feeling secondary. Years of realizing that loyalty was expected, but not returned. And then came clarity. She didn't need permission to choose herself. She didn't need applause. She needed space. North Carolina wasn't random. It wasn't impulsive. It was intentional. Wide land. Fertile soil. A slower rhythm. To Janelle, the farm wasn't just property, it was possibility. A place where effort equals reward. Where growth is honest. Where silence is healing. No cameras demanding drama. No marriage politics. No competition for attention. Just land, and a future she controlled. Building a farm is not easy. It requires patience, strength, long-term thinking. In many ways, it reflected who Janelle had always been. But this time, the work was for herself. Every fence built, every plan drawn, every update shared online. They weren't about proving anything. They were about peace. Fans noticed. And for the first time in a long time, viewers weren't watching Janelle endure. They were watching her thrive. When fans comment on Janelle's farm updates, they're not reacting to crops or land. They're reacting to relief. They see a woman who finally looks unburdened. A woman who no longer needs to negotiate her worth. A woman who chose calm over chaos. And that resonates, especially with women who know what it means to stay too long in situations that no longer serve them. Society often treats starting over as loss. But Janelle's story tells a different truth. Starting over can be victory. It can be wisdom. It can be courage. At an age when many are told to settle, Janelle chose growth. Not louder, not faster, but deeper. Janelle Brown didn't announce her freedom with fireworks. She announced it with land, with work, with intention, with peace. And sometimes, that's the strongest statement of all. Janelle Brown's North Carolina farm is still growing. And so is she. Because starting over isn't about erasing the past. It's about finally choosing yourself. After years of choosing